It's time for bookkeeping, beer, and BS. So I want to, what I want to do today on the show is kind of do that year-end thing that we do about the end of November as we start winding things down. And as soon as we start winding things down, we're already like working on what we're going to ramp up for the next year. And so a little bit of wind down of this year, what's working, what's not working, what kicked ass, what didn't kick ass. And we're kind of hitting like winter project season. We're not in execution mode yet, but we're on the front end of winter project season of what's all the shit that we don't get to during the busy season that we need to be working on in the slow season so that when February, March rolls around, we're hitting the ground running. And December and January goes really freaking fast, right? Like you slap some holidays in there and some off time and some downtime. And like, before you know it, your balls to the walls again. But before we do that, Dave and Rob, since you guys missed our thankfulness episode, I don't want to cause the disservice to you guys of not having the opportunity for some positivity, because one of the things that we run into in this industry is we're always working on something. We're always like fixing the things that are broken. So naturally we get a little pessimistic because we're just always solving problems. We don't get to like celebrate our wins very often. So what do you guys got for some wins this year that you're like super thankful for and want to, beat your chest a little bit?
You can go first, Rob.
Yeah, okay. Honestly, we made it through. We were basically back up to where we should have been pre-COVID. I looked at it and finished a recent book, Gap in the Gain by Dan Sullivan, but just focusing on that instead of the fact that, we had this goal of 1 to 1.1 million this year. We're not going to hit it, but we're still up $250,000, and I'll take that to the bank. So,
thanks.
Hell yeah. $250,000 is a lot to be thankful for.
It is great. I'm thankful that some of our larger commercial contracts, they dropped a few services over the last year and a half, 2 years with COVID. But I see them coming back now and adding back on what we used to do in service. So like we service an international airport, they cut off a couple services. That's a good chunk of money. And then we actually work out at the Cardinal Stadium. They cut off one of their services. That's a big chunk of money. But now that we're on this side of COVID, which, we're still in the middle of it, right? But they've been adding services back and then some. So thankful for that. Most definitely thankful for that.
I find it interesting that you said we're still in the middle of COVID, and I'm a mathematical guy, so everything turns into like a graph or a ratio with me. And the thing I'm struggling with is I don't know if we're like still on the front end of the middle. Like we're not at the beginning anymore, clearly. But is this like a long ass recession type of thing?
We're right here.
yeah.
We're going on.
That meme.
Oh,
we're in the middle.
That's so perfect. So everybody that's listening and is the video of the Gyrus can capture that one. That's a right there. Oh, everybody that's listening to it, Dave threw up a piece of notebook paper that's got the infinity symbol on it, like a sideways 8, and he put the dot right in the middle, right at the intersection. Said we're right there.
On the Infinity Rollercoaster, COVID.
Yeah. It's never ending. They'll always find something to stir people up with, but I don't know.
It's not a graph. Remember those things in like calculus where it was like the limit as it approaches 0 goes on to infinity.
Oh yeah, good point.
Never going away. It's one of those
parabola. I don't know. I'm just making up words to sound smart. That's what I mean.
I know exactly where we are. We're on that infinite loop somewhere in there.
Yeah, you nailed it. If it's not COVID, it'll be something else. They gotta stir the pot with something.